Hello everyone, welcome to Power Tutorials. So let's continue our question bank series. So till chapter 7 we have completed last video. I think on Friday, I think on Thursday I had done it till chapter 7. So if you are watching this video for the first time and want to have the revision for all chapters starting from chapter 1, so those videos you can find in the live section of my YouTube channel, where I have started from chapter 1, that is from real numbers, polynomials, pair of linear equations, two variables, and so on. So chapter 8 is trigonometry, and in trigonometry we don't have case study questions, that is question bank series. So that's why I'm skipping that chapter and directly moving to the chapter 9. So in the chapter 9 is applications of trigonometry, and this is one of the important chapter when compared important for case study questions. So because for trigonometry chapter you will get 4 or even 3 marks questions, whereas for applications of trigonometry there are high chances that you will get questions related to case study questions, not as normal questions. Okay, so as I mentioned, as we do for previous chapters as well, now I will first discuss. Okay, just a minute. So for applications of trigonometry, what are the important concepts? So those are angle of elevation and angle of depression. Okay, so right now I'm just taking the questions which are there in the question bank. So this question bank questions I'm taking directly from your main website, which is CBSE board website. And the CBSE board main website, they have provided few sample question bank questions from for all the chapters except trigonometry, I can say, because for trigonometry you will not get case study questions. Okay, because you already have another topic which is applications of trigonometry, and then in application of trigonometry you will find this case study questions. Okay, so while I'm taking the screenshot, I'll explain what is angle of elevation. Angle of elevation is a term which is the angle subtended by a point on the ground till we are able to see the top of an object. Okay, that is called angle of elevation. What is angle of depression? So angle of depression is the angle from which we have from a horizontal to which we are able to see the object which is beneath the horizontal, I mean lower to the horizontal. So those are called angle of depression. So most of the topics in application of trigonometry are related to only these two, which are angle of elevation and angle of depressions. Okay, so anyway, just give me just 1 minute, I'll just copy paste all the questions. So as mentioned, for this chapter we have total 2 case studies. So total 10 questions we're going to solve, 5 questions from each case study. So as mentioned, already covered first 7 case study questions from all, first 7 chapter case study questions, and those solutions, if you want to refer, you can go to my YouTube channel. In the live section you will get those answers. Okay, so let me complete taking the 2 more screenshots. So how are you guys? So hope you're preparing well for your board exams, and hope everyone knows that this time we have 2 attempts. We can have 2 attempts if you want. So first attempt is on Feb and second will be on May. So and in May it's not like every exam we cannot have a second attempt. We can have only for I think 3. Okay, as per me it is 3 only. I will cross check once again. It is for math, science, and I think for English we can have the second attempts, whereas for other exams like language exams we cannot have the second attempts. Okay, so make sure to give your best in the first attempt itself, because there are high chances that the second attempt, that is on May, can be little tougher when compared to the first one, which is on Feb. So always target for the Feb, but in case due to an uncircumstantial situations like any health issue or anything, then it's okay, then focus on the second. But mostly think about the first case. Be healthy, eat healthy food, mostly eat the food which is from your home, So don't prefer outside food during these times, because there may be chances that you can catch any unhealthy situations. Okay, so right now I have taken questions for case study 1, and similarly I'll take the questions from case study 2, and then we'll start with the solutions. See the first one. So as mentioned, I'm discussing about two case study questions today, which is from chapter 9, which is applications of trigonometry. So first is done. First case study questions I have took the screenshots. Let me take the screenshots for second questions as well. So in the previous video I already took the screenshots, but today I missed some. I think I'm not able to. I didn't save that PPT, but still, just give me 2 minutes. I'll just copy paste faster. Three more questions, and then we'll start with the solutions. So these questions I can say very easy, because the trigonometry ratio, if you remember all the values, that is from what is sine 0, sine 30, sine 60, sine 45, sine 90, same as for cosine, tan. So till 3 if you remember, then it's okay, you can solve any question from this chapter. Okay, because if you know sine, then we know cosine, cosecant. If you know cos, if you know, we will go secant. If you know tan, we will go cot, because just the inverse of those three. Okay. So for trigonometry, already covered various videos in my YouTube channel. You can check it. But still, after completing all the question bank series, as I mentioned, I will target for science, and then we'll cover the previous year questions or the practice questions which are there in the main website. Okay. So I have took all the screenshots. Let's start with the solutions, starting from first case study. So before going to every case study question, the question bank series, what I will do for each video, I will help you with the formulas or the concepts behind for this chapter, and then we'll go with the solutions. Same way I'll do for this video as well. So first I will draw the two concepts which are there for this chapter. Which are angle of elevation, the second topic is angle of depression. So only these two topics are there for this from this chapter, and the rest we have to use the trigonometry ratio values which you already know from the table values. Okay, so what is angle of elevation? So I will use with the help of diagram, that will be easy. So suppose we have a building here, and we have the ground, and on the ground we have a boy or the position here, and from here if he wants to see the top of the building, then the angle from the bottom to the top of the building is nothing but angle of elevation. Okay, so here I can say tan theta e, that is angle of elevation, is nothing but height of the building by distance from the object on the ground to the building. So using this we can find the topics related to angle of elevation. Yeah, hi Rajshri, thanks for joining. So Rashri, in this video I am discussing about the question bank questions, that is two case study questions from chapters 9, which is applications of trigonometry. Okay, so let me continue with angle of depression definition. So it's like opposite, from bottom we are seeing the top. Now if you want to see from top to bottom, like now in this scenario I have a building, and I have a person on the top of building. Okay, from this top of building, if he wants to see an object which is on the ground. Okay, so he doesn't know what is the angle from here, but he knows this angle. That is the angle subtended by the horizontal line, imaginary horizontal line, to the object. So this is nothing but theta d. Okay, so now using our parallel lines concept, then this angle will be equal to this angle. So both the angles are same, which is theta d. So again here also it will be the same formula, tan theta d, which is angle of depression, is equal to height of building by distance of the building from the object. Okay, hope it's clear for everyone. What is angle of elevation and what is angle of depression? Angle of elevation is the angle subtended from the point on the ground to the top of building or any tower or anything, whereas angle of depression is the angle between the horizontal line, imaginary horizontal line, from the top of any position to the object which is placed on the ground. Okay, now let's see the questions, because as I mentioned, each question from this chapter related to only these two concepts, which is angle of elevation and angle of depression. So they can give you height, or they can give you angle, or they can give you distance. So we have total 3 unknowns, and using any trigonometric ratio, because for trigonometric ratio one unknown, and if you know the angle, like total 3 as I told. One is angle, other is height, other is distance. So they will provide you 2 values. You have to get the third value, which can be angle, height, or distance. Okay, let's see the case study 1. A group of students of class 10 visited India Gate on an educational trip. The teacher and students has interest in history as well. The teacher narrated that India Gate, officially named Delhi Memorial, is originally called All India War Memorial, monumental sandstone arch in New Delhi dedicated to the troops of British India who died in the wars fought between 1914 and 1919. The teacher also said that the India Gate, which is located at the eastern end of Rajpath, formerly called as Kingsway, is about 138 feet, which is 14 meters in height. So this point is important as per this question. We know the height of the India Gate, which is 42 meters. Okay. Now let's see what they are asking. What is the angle of elevation if they are standing at a distance of 42 meters away from the monument? Little zoom out so that it is easy for you to see the question. Okay, now let's draw a diagram first. So I'm assuming this as the India Gate, and they're saying that we have a person on the ground. So this is a person. So India Gate height, what they have provided, they have mentioned clearly, it is 42 meters. So now they are asking the distance to this 42 meters. This I'll mark it as t. So this I have already provided. Okay, so this is it all. They will provide you 2 things. You have to get the value of third one. So this, now they are asking what is this value, which is nothing but theta e. As I told you, this is from bottom, you are seeing the top. So what is angle of elevation if they are standing at a distance of 42 meters away from the monument? So now that it is very simple. Use tan theta. Tan theta e is equal to height by distance. So height is 42, distance is also 42. What is 42 by 42? Which is 1. Tan theta e is equal to 1. So which angle of tan theta is 40? 1. Value is 1. The theta e is 45 degrees. So for your reference, I will writing the other values as well. Tan 0 is 0. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Tan 45 is 1, tan 60 is root 3, and tan 90 is infinite or undefined. Okay, so these values are important to solve these questions. Okay, now let's move to the second question. I want to see the tower at an angle of 60 degrees. So they want to know the distance where they should stand and hence find the distance. So again, similar question. So first height of the gate we already know, which is 42 meters, and then they need to find the distance now, but they know the angle, so this I'll write as D. So angle they have known, which is nothing but how much is the angle they provided, which is 60 degrees. As I told you, every time they'll provide you two things, you need to get the third value. So here angle and height they have provided, they're asking distance. So again same formula, tan theta e, which is tan of angle of elevation, is equal to height they have provided, which is 42, by distance, which is D. Tan, okay, value, I mean theta is 60, tan 60, if you remember from the table here I told you tan 60 is root 3. So simply write tan 60 is equal to root 3 is equal to 42 by D. So what is D? Now it is 42 by root 3. Okay, so I can rewrite into 42 as 14 into 3 by root 3. So root 3 and 3 cancels as 3, so it should be 14 into root 3. So in the question, if they haven't mentioned, always prefer to use root 3 as 1.73, it will be sufficient. Okay, now let's substitute 1.73 and calculate 14 into 1.73. 4 3s are 12, 1, 3 1s are 3, 4 5, 4 7s are 28, 2, 4 7s are 7, 8 9, 4 and 1, it becomes 2, 8 plus 5 is 13, 1, 10, 14. Okay, I got the value as 24.32. So 24.32, I can say the closest value is this one. So I choose 24.46 as the answer. Okay, let's move to the third one. So there are mistakes in the board exam sample paper, I mean the question bank series. Here the key they have mentioned 25.24, but that is wrong answer. Okay, so there are mistakes. I don't know why they have provided mistakes, and there is one more mistake in the next questions as well. But always remember the solutions which I am providing here, because these are just sample question papers, so there can be mistakes, but in the main paper they will not provide, there will not be any mistakes. If there are any mistakes, they will definitely mention, and they will give you add-on score as well. Okay, so but always prefer whichever you are answering as strongly correct and your concept is clear, then you will definitely answer the right answers. Okay, let's move to the third question. If the altitude of the sun is 60, then the height of the vertical tower will be cast a shadow. Okay, so again same type. So we have a tower, vertical tower here. We are getting a shadow. Okay, so this is vertical tower, this is shadow. So altitude they have provided 60, so this is 60. Okay, height of the vertical tower we need to find, which is h, and this shadow length they have provided 20. So again tan 60 is equal to height is h, this is 20, tan 60 value is root 3. So tan 60 is root 3 is equal to h by 20. So the h value is 20 root 3 meters. So I mentioned in root 3, so I'll keep it as root 3. So only option is here. Okay. Next go to the fourth one. So what is fourth question? Here they're saying the ratio of the length of rod and its shadow is 1:1, then the angle of elevation of the sun is. So this question is also easy. So here again I will draw the same diagram. Length of rod, this is the hypotenuse kind, and this is the shadow. So they're saying this ratio is 1:1, that is h by d is 1:1. They're asking theta e. So again, tan theta e is equal to h by d. H by d they have provided 1:1. So tan theta e is equal to 1. So what is theta e now? Theta e is 45 degrees. Here's the question. Whenever the height and base are equal, then theta e is nothing but angle of elevation. It is nothing but 45 degrees. Let's go to the fifth one. The angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal when the object viewed is below the horizontal level. So this angle is nothing but angle of depression. I told you this while explaining the scenario. We have a horizontal line and we have an object at the bottom, and this angle is nothing but theta d, angle of depression. In the question they have provided corresponding angle. I don't know why they have provided corresponding angle. It is not corresponding angle, it is angle of depression. Okay, so as per angle of depression, this is the definition: the angle found by the line of sight with the horizontal when the object is viewed is below the horizontal level. Okay, that is nothing but angle of depression. So this question and second question, the key is wrong, so make sure you correct it. The second question answer is D, whereas the fifth question answer is C, which is angle of depression. Okay, let's go to the second case study 2. So here if you notice, so first I will discuss this matter. A satellite is flying at height h, is watching the top of two tallest mountains in Uttarakhand and Karnataka, them being Nanda Devi. So first mountain is Nanda Devi, the height is 7.816 meter, and Mullayanagiri height is 1930 meters. The angle of depression from the satellite to the top of Nanda Devi and Mullayanagiri are 30 and 60 respectively. So if you notice here, so here we have two mountains. First is Nanda Devi and second is Mullayanagiri. From satellite, we have a satellite. So from satellite, the angle of depression they have mentioned to the A is one angle, and to the second one they have provided the second angle. So first they are saying for Nanda Devi the height the angle is 30 degrees, whereas for Mulyanagiri it is 60, because clearly mentioned it is respectively. Respectively means first one is first one and second is for second. The distance between the two peaks. So distance, if you notice, it is mentioned in kilometers. Okay, whereas the height of these mountains are mentioned in meters. Make sure to check the units as well. Okay, the satellite is vertically above the midpoint. Okay, this point is important. The satellite is exactly at the midpoint between two mountains. Okay, now let's draw a diagram here. So here I have one mountain. Here I have another mountain which is little small and compared to the first mountain, and we have a distance connecting between these two, and how much it is 1930. Wait, the distance is 1937 kilometers. 1937 kilometers. So exactly at the midpoint they are saying that we have a satellite. Okay, so from satellite to the top of first mountain, the angle of depression is how much? 30. This is 30. So I can, using alternating angles concept, I can say this is 30. Okay, what is height of first one? It is 7816 meters. This is important. And the second one is 1930 meters. So from this also I will draw another line, and this angle is 60. Yeah, hi Anirudh. I can say NCRT is enough. Yes, NCRT we will get the concepts, but we need to practice the other questions which are there in the main website as well. Not only main website, or few previous year questions you should practice. Okay, NCRT is enough for concepts, but do try PYQs and other practice questions from main website or PYQs. These will be sufficient. Hope your question is clarified. Okay, so let's continue with the questions. So thank you, Anirudh, for your questions. So hope someone might have seen your comment and they'll also get the response accordingly. Okay, let's continue the question now. So here we have two mountains. First is Nanda Devi and second is Mulyanagiri. Nanda Devi, as I told you, from satellite. This angle of depression, this is 30, so I wrote the here as 30, and this is 60, so this will be 60. Okay, let's see what they are asking. The distance of the satellite from the top of Nanda Devi. So if you notice here, they are asking this value, distance from top of Nanda Devi. So I will write the mark points so that it will be easy for us. It is AB, CD, and mark it as E, and we'll mark another points this as F and this as G. Okay, so now they are asking AE distance. So for AE, I'll mark the small triangle. Okay, so this is A, this is E, and this I think I marked F. So they're asking A distance, this triangle and this angle we know which is 30 degrees, and height we don't know, but this distance we know. What is this distance? It is half. They clearly mentioned it is half, so it is 1937 kilometers by 2. 1937 by 2 kilometers. Now they're asking AE. So if you remember all our trigonometry ratios, so what we have horizontal and we want hypotenuse. So for this I will use cosine angle. So what is cosine angle? Cosine angle is adjacent by hypotenuse. So I'll use this because I know adjacent side and I want hypotenuse, I know the angle. So simple. Cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2 is equal to, adjacent is what? 1937 by 2, and here I'll directly write the distance AE. So let it as AE here. Okay, so 2 gets cancelled out. Now I will get the AE value as 1937 by root 7 value is 1.732. So let's check for 1.7 and check what is the answer. So let's divide this. 17, 19, 17, 1, 17, you will get 23. So again 17, 1, 17, you get 67. 17, 16, 5 is 80, 17, 3 is 51, 17, 4, 68. So it is around, I can say, closer to 4. Okay, so I'm taking as approximate values, so it should be 1140 some value. Okay, so if you notice here, which is the closest one is this one, which is 1139.4. Okay, so in this way the first question is solved. Let's go to the second question for this case study. The distance of the satellite from the top of Mulyanagiri. So same type of question, but you have to take the other triangle, the right side triangle. Again I will take the small triangle. Height, Mulyanagiri distance, and then this one. I'll write the alphabets, which is E, G, C. E, G and C, this angle is 60. We know the adjacent, they are asking the hypotenuse. So again I will use the same, which is cosine. So again cos 60. What is cos 60? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is equal to adjacent is 1937 by 2 by the distance, which is EC. So 2 gets cancelled out. So this question is direct answer, which is EC is nothing but 1937 kilometers. That is the distance of the satellite from satellite to the top of second mountain, which is Mulyanagiri. Okay, let's see the next question. The distance of satellite from ground. Okay, so this question is interesting because now they need to they're asking, call at this point as E of G H. They're asking EH value, this height from the ground. Okay, so for this I will take AB EH diagram. I have Nanda Devi mountain. We have distance from satellite to ground. We know that is distance. The same will be here, and we know this angle, which is 30 degrees. So it is AB EFH. AB E F and H. Okay, so here you have to notice this, the bottom distance is in kilometers, which is 1937 by 2 kilometers, whereas this is in meters, not kilometers. So what is that? 7816 meters. 7816 meters. So this is very negligible when compared to this value. Okay, so as of now I will just simply find EF first, and we'll see the options, whichever is closer to EF, that will be the right answer. Okay, so let's find out EF. So this is how much? This is 30 degrees. So for this I want this value, which is horizontal, sorry, height value, not adjacent. So now I will use, so I have, okay, I already know the hypotenuse, so simply I can use sine theta to get the height. Okay, so this is, this value we already know. How much we got? AE value 1139.4. so I will use that value here, 39.4 kilometers. I need to get the height, so simply I will use sine 30 degrees is equal to height, which is EF, by hypotenuse, which is 1139.4. so sine 30 is 1 by 2 is equal to EF by 1139.4. so simply EF is nothing but 1139.4 by 2. So if I do 5 to 5 is 10, 13 to 6 is 12, 19 to 8 is 19, and 2 7 is 14. So once 568.7 is the distance from EF. So what is below distance? If I convert into kilometers, this becomes 7.816. So if I add these two, 568.7 and 7.816, let's add it. 568.7 and 7.816. This is 6 1, 8 plus 6 is 15, 9 plus 7 is 16. So I am getting the approximate value as 576.516. So from the options I can say this value is almost close, which is 577.52. Hope it's clear how to get the height of this entire, the satellite from ground. So this I have to find this value, and then I have to add this value to get the total height of the satellite from the ground. Okay, now let's move to the fourth question. So for this question, if you want, you can also try in opposite way. Like you can take this side and you can take the second Mulyanagiri mountain, use again trigonometry, get this value, and then add the height of the second mountain. You will get almost get the same answer. It should be same, but here it is root 3, it's an irrational number, so it cannot have the exact value, but it will be closest value will be the right answer. Okay, let's move to the fourth question. Okay, this is not related to mountain, but it's okay, Nandi Mountain. What is angle of elevation of a man standing at the distance of 7816 meters from Nanda Devi? Okay, so now we have a Nanda Devi mountain, and we have a man here who is on the ground, and this distance I have provided 7816. What is the height of Nanda Devi mountain? It is also same, which is 7816. So they're simply asking the angle to see the top of Nanda Devi mountain. So this angle is theta e. So tan theta e I can use it here because it is height and base. So tan theta is equal to 7186 by 7186, which is exactly 1. So tan theta e is equal to 1. Then theta e angle is 45 degrees. Why? Because 1 is tan 45. So this is easy. Whenever you have height is 45, distance is 45, height and distance both are same, then the angle is direct answer, which is 45 degrees. Okay, next is the last question for today, which is the fifth question of second case study. If a milestone very far away from makes 45 degrees to the top of million degree mountain, so that the distance of the milestone from the mountain. So same type, we have milestone at the distance at an angle of 45 degrees to second mountain, which is million degree. Okay, so saying this angle is 45. So again, it's just a replication. So this is 45, then it's a clear indication that height and distance are equal. Then what is the value? Same million degree height 1930 meters. So this distance is also 1930 meters. Yes. Check. Million degree height is 1930, not 1937. So again, there is some mistake with the key here. It should be not 1937. The closest is correct, but it should be the exact answer is 1930. Distance of the stone from the mountain. Yes, it should be 1930 meters, not kilometers. This is, the options are wrong again here. So the CBSE board has to make sure to keep the question bank answers correct. Okay, so here it should be 1930 meters, not 1937 kilometers. So 1937 kilometers is the distance between those two mountains, but the height of the second mountain is just 1930 meters. And they're saying that the angle is making 45 degrees to it, then the distance should also be 1930 meters, not 1937 kilometers. Okay, so don't think about the options here, only think about the solution and the answer which we are getting, because our answers are correct. Because I'm also explaining the concept behind how we are getting the solutions. Okay, so in this way, all the questions, that is 10 questions from application of trigonometry are solved. So thanks for watching till the end. So next video will be chapter 10, circles. So from circles also we have 2 case study questions. So those I will explain the next video. So mostly today evening if possible, or else tomorrow, or by Monday 1 p.m. we will definitely get this video. Okay, so make sure, if you like this video, please do like and please comment for any doubts, or if you want to share any feedback, I will be ready. I will be always welcome to get some feedbacks from your views. And also mention if any other topic if you want to get clarified, or if you have any doubts, because directly questions as image or text you guys can keep in the post section of the YouTube channel, because this I have enabled for all the subscribers directly. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can directly mention in the post section and let me know, so that I can check and respond to you accordingly. So thanks for watching, and let's meet again with the next video, which will be on circles.